CSI is very, very, very good for helping people read. It can make the worst reader become one of the best. And yeah, it helped me a lot too.
I've been using CSI for 4 years. It's been the most effective reading program I've ever used. It's been really great at raising my lower kids to above where they should be, and my kids who are really great readers have really excelled as well. Digital shared learning has been really fantastic because it helps you scaffold the kids really well, and it makes reading more of a collaborative event, which is really great at both extending the top kids and also providing a bit of support around the kids who need help in a way that they all feel really confident and really happy. It's really fun and really enjoyable as a classroom to get into a text together and pull it apart and enjoy the process of reading together. Remember, when you're synthesizing information, it's all about those aha moments. So we're looking for those moments where you connect what you already know to the new information we're giving you, and that's part of what's called synthesizing. And a big part of synthesizing it is being able to summarize what we're reading. Today, we're going to be reading a story. It's called Hissy Fits. And up there you should be able to see our title and our image. I want you to spend 10 seconds thinking to yourself silently about predict what you think Hissy Fits will be about. Once you've done that, I'll get you to share. Okay, so just have a think. I should hear your brains just buzzing quietly. Now talk to your learning partner about your prediction. The texts are really engaging for all of our kids. I've never had any CSI text be dull to the kids. They're always engaged. As soon as they see the title, they're like, oh, this looks good. Can't wait to see what happens. The biggest key to getting kids into any type of learning is engagement. And if you have that before they've even opened the book, you're winning.
The thing I find intriguing about CSI books is always the titles and the pictures, because they always look so interesting and I just want to walk over and just grab it, open it up and start reading.
Who has an astute prediction for us?
I think it'll be about bears like shouting and their noise and stuff.
Cool, and what did you use to make that prediction?
Because in the background there's that thing and like, you know, that...
The waveform thing?
Yeah, and that's sometimes for the health and hospitals and sometimes the sound.
Nice work. Corbin, what do you think?
I reckon it's about animals having hissy fits.
What's a hissy fit?
When they have like anger issues.
Okay. Can anyone make a connection with the title? Any type of connection will do. Matthew?
A text-to-self connection.
And what's that?
My sister always has hissy fits when something goes wrong.
Oh, does she? Is she a bit like the bear in the picture? It's really cool to make the strategies explicit so that the kids know what steps they need to take to become great readers. And by chunking it down into smaller parts, it's way easier for the kids to practice and develop fluency in those strategies, and that just really pays off in their enjoyment of reading and their engagement to text.
I quite like making connections because there's 3 different types of connections, which is text to world, text to self and text to text, and I like them because it actually shows like you can share stuff about things, and yeah, it's just really cool.
Silently, when I turn the page, I want you to skim and scan, kind of get a big picture about where we're going with this text. Here we go.
I thought reading was pretty normal because we all just sat in a circle and opened our books and read them. But CSI was way better because it was all big and we could all read it at the same time.
It uses technology in that you can do it as a whole class or just in small groups, and that's way better than just normal reading.
Can you try to explain the big picture you got from that page to your learning partner? I'll give you 30 seconds to do that now. The kids I've taught who have dyslexia have really accelerated when they've been doing the CSI program. Having the audio in CSI has been really great at helping them not lose their place or their engagement with the text. Just for them to have the confidence that they've got someone reading out as they read along has really propelled them in their reading. Ethan, what was your summary?
It's about like animals getting angry and stuff, like when they get angry.
It's like explaining what it's like to be angry and asking, have you ever felt really angry before?
We've only read one page of this book. Can anyone tell me what they think this text is going to be about?
Animals?
Animals, cool. How do you know that?
Because
in the last couple of lines it says what animals can do.
Awesome.
Yeah, gives us a hint.
Medea.
I think it's about animals fighting because it says watch the fur fly and when they have hissy fits.
Awesome. We're going to get into the actual story because we've only done the introduction. I want you guys to skim and scan the next page, and I want you to think to yourself, what's the most important idea that this page is talking to me about? It's really hard to fall through the cracks of CSI. The graphic organisers are a really great way of proving learning and showing their thinking and making their strategies explicit. And the tools that you can use with the iPad app and the ebooks are really great ways to prove learning as well, because it shows how they're progressing through the text and what they're getting out of it. What's the word in that page that we've looked at there that we're really struggling with? Chanel.
Contracting.
Contracting. Gosh. Okay, well, let's have a look at contracting. It's in bold, which means it's in our glossary. Chanel, do you want to read out the definition of contracting?
Making smaller.
Okay, so it says here, by expanding and contracting, does making smaller make sense there?
Yes,
Keeping
making
bigger.
it bigger and making it smaller.
You're good, cool. By expanding and making smaller, layers of pigment. Oh gosh. I just fell off the rails again. What do I do? What's pigment? Ethan.
It's like the colour of your skin and stuff.
It's the colour of your skin. Okay, well, let's check because this is another word in the glossary, so we can look it up. A substance that produces colour, so yeah. The layers of pigment cells inside the skin, it can instantly show how it's feeling. So what is that sentence telling us, now that we've looked those words up? Karen.
That when it's angry it changes different colour.
That's when it's angry, it changes different colour. How does it change colour though? Because it's given us that information. Ben.
By making it the layers of its skin bigger and smaller, the different colours on the layers.
Awesome. It's really important that as you're reading along, that you're monitoring what you're reading, you're making sure you understand it. When I send you away, you're going to read page 5. And it's talking about the connection between chameleons and humans. On the ebooks, I want you to go and highlight the big ideas, and I want you to summarise that page for me. When we're reading it as a whole class, I'll share the iPad on the screen, which is really simple as a teacher because it's just pick the iPad up, pop it on the screen, and the kids can share and learn with you. It's also a really great tool to send the kids away as a cooperative task because they can share an iPad between 2 or 3 kids, and they can use the tools like the annotation, the highlighting, the note-taking, all those things to kind of show their progress as they're going through the text. And for some reason, whenever a kid has an iPad in their hand, they just are a little bit more excited about what they're doing, even though they're reading, they're just really into it. The videos that are built into the iPad apps are a really great way of just consolidating what they're reading about, and it's a really great way to keep their attention. No matter what we're reading about, the kids are always engaged, are really into it.
When you get angry, you kind of turn red in your face.
Yeah.
Chameleons change their whole body red.
Yes.
When humans get angry, their face
We need
turns
to
red.
actually get on to
Summarising the
Yeah.
main ideas.
yeah.
Our summary is like chameleons, thanks to their what's it called?
Blood cells.
Their
things.
blood cell thing,
And-
the tiny things in their bodies, they change colour.
Yeah, they change
And
colour.
they turn red when they're angry. Chameleons and humans, they both turn red when they are angry. That could be one of them.
Yeah, they're angry because something just bothered them that
Yeah.
makes them want to be angry, and they just want to go and let their anger out and
Yeah.
hit something.
Yeah.
And that's part of their stress hormones, but
The glands shown in the green up there, they help you prepare to fight or run. So that would kind of be one of the main ideas,
yeah.
right?
I like it because our teacher, Glenn, he'll always mask the title, get us to inference it, and then he'll unmask the whole thing so we can actually read it.
Right, today guys, we are reading The Great Earth Magnet by Gillian Turner. So if you guys can load that up on your CSI apps, that will be fantastic. Don't turn the page though, I just want you to look at the title. Can you make a prediction what you think this text will be about? And you've got to substantiate, you've got to validate your prediction based onto stuff you can either see in the title or the text. Matthew, what do you think this text will be about?
About how the Earth is magnetic,
Cool. Why do you think that?
because of the title.
because of the title, right? Ethan, what do you think it's going to be about?
I think it's about pretty much the same as Matthew.
All right, cool. Corbin?
How the sun, how the planet works.
Why do you think it's going to be about how the planet works?
At the front it shows your picture, and it's got the sun, and it's got all the places, the countries and stuff.
Okay, Chanel?
Well, I think it's like Corbin, a bit like explaining about the world.
Yeah.
And then what's inside could be a magnet in the world, like because it's showing you in the bit.
Can anyone, that's a really good prediction, Chanel. Can anyone make a connection with the text?
Mine's too basic.
That's fine, basic is a good start.
Text itself, I have a magnet at home.
Awesome, well, that's a good connection to get started with. We're going to skip the table of contents today and we're going to go straight into page number 2. Now the first thing you're going to notice is you're going to think, oh, it's a comic. Why do you think they put it as a comic? Corbin?
Maybe like they start from when like in the olden days, and they come like, and then they start telling us what we're now, because like there's like some old guys and they're wearing the old clothes and stuff.
Awesome, good prediction.
This story is a legend. It was written down almost 1,000 years after. CSI is really cool and it really helped me read a lot better. I was already a good reader, but I wanted to get to the highest level, and CSI really helped me with that.
Fantastic reading, Ethan.
My favourite strategy is visualization, because you actually really get to use your imagination.
I'm going to read part of that page again, and I want you to practice the strategy of visualizing. I want you to imagine that you're old Magnus, that you're on that mountain, and that's what's happening to him is happening to you. So you're going to have to close your eyes. The CSI curriculum-based non-fiction is fantastic. It's really great at making like sciences and social studies really interesting. The kids love the non-fiction text because there's these great big juicy pictures, there's video in the ebooks and the iPad app. The content is just fantastic. You know, especially for my boys in my class, they're just instantly engaged, and the way that it's written doesn't dumb it down at all, but it really increases the engagement with the kids. So they want to learn about these crazy big words and use the glossary and get into the meaning behind the text. It's just really compelling. Stick to the rocks and the ground. Now, how are you feeling How are you feeling as this is happening, old Magnus? How are you feeling, Ethan?
Yeah, I'm feeling kind of stuck.
You feeling stuck? How are you feeling, Anisha?
I'm feeling like
Nervous. You're feeling nervous? Good, Corbin. When your shoe and your walking stick is stuck to that rock, what are you thinking? What's going on for you?
Frustrated.
Frustrated. Use the text tool to make a text box, and I want you to write 2 sentences summarising the page you just read. Because reading and writing are so closely linked, CSI does a really good job of incorporating the development of really good writers into our reading program. For example, our kids will write down summaries of paragraphs or pages, they'll write down their questions, they'll write down the next steps or their predictions straight onto the texts on the iPads or on the ebooks. And the graphic organisers are really fantastic ways of just consolidating the learning around the strategy or about the content in the text.
my favourite CSI chapter book is The Great Earth Magnet, probably because it's a bit of a comic. It's all about sort of compasses and how they work. Just normal reading and things that aren't involved with computers. I seem to get distracted easily, but now I really like it a lot.
My teaching has dramatically improved with reading with CSI, and my results have as well, which is really exciting. My kids have really, both my lower kids who started at the start of the year below the national standard, and my kids who are really gifted at reading, they've all shown humongous growth just because of making those strategies explicit and using CSI in that way.
I just really like that it uses technology, and also I think that it's a lot of fun, and I don't know anyone who doesn't like it.